Hello, my name is Ashton Turner and I am a junior at Alabama A&M studying Business Administration and Information Systems. I am interested in pursuing an internship in the IT department at Huntsville Hospital. I've been on the honor roll every year and I volunteer at the Manor House in my free time. I've developed my computer skills and my customer service skills by working in registration at Huntsville Hospital. I hope to gain more knowledge about computers and learn more about the Cerner system with this opportunity. So now I'm going to tell you about a time that I performed well under pressure. At my previous job, I worked at Belk, and that is a clothing store. And it was around the holidays and it was really busy, and it was on Black Friday. So usually on Black Friday or any holiday, we would show up early. So I came to work around like 4 or 5 in the morning, and usually it's 4 people to a section. So 2 people would be up at the front ringing the customers up, and then 2 people would be in the back, like in the fitting rooms, cleaning and things. So on that particular day, only 2 people showed up. It was me and one of my fellow coworkers. So, around that time, we still were pretty optimistic about everything. But when the store actually opened and everybody came in, it was extremely busy. And our manager or our supervisor had taken time off, so she wasn't there either. She couldn't help us, and it got so busy to the point where both of us had to be up at the desk ringing people up. So one couldn't be up there and then the other person in the back cleaning, and we just switch out. It was so busy to the point that we both had to be up there ringing people up. So the fitting rooms, they became extremely messy, and it was clothes all over the floor, hangers all over the floor, and the customers were just messy in general. So it was babies' diapers over the floor and everything. So I came up with a plan that we just wouldn't take a lunch that day, and we would just, during that lunch, we would close our section and we would just go in the fitting rooms and we would clean everything up and prioritize the clothes from which department that they needed to go back in, so we could just put it on the rack and just shift them off to the different departments in the store that they should go to. So at the end of the shift, we were extremely tired, but I think we did a really good job. We encouraged each other, and it really wasn't as bad as it seemed because we had our head on straight and everything. Next, I'm gonna describe a mistake that I made and how I reacted to it. So at my current job, I work at Huntsville Hospital. I work in registration, and I was working downstairs in the peds department in the ER. So my job is to register people in the system, and I was fairly new. I'd only been there for like a week, but you're supposed to always put a patient's middle name because a lot of times people have the same first and last name, or they might have the same birthday or things like that. So we like to put the middle name in the system so we can specify who it is, so the nurses and the doctors won't like mix up the chart and everything. And I forgot to put the patient's middle name. So I entered the demographics, I put everything in there, but I just forgot the middle name. And I went to armband the patient, and really not thinking anything of it. I worked the night shift, so I worked from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm not really thinking too much of it. And then my coworker comes to me and she's like, hey, you totally forgot to put the patient's middle name. And I really thank her for telling me that, because I really could have gotten in trouble. But I tried not to panic, but I didn't want the nurses and the doctors upset with me on top of my actual manager being upset with me. So I went back in the system and I redid everything, the demographics, and I actually put in the right middle name, or I put in the middle name in general. And I went back to the room and I armbanded the patient again. So everything was good, even though I was flustered because I did panic a lot. Everything turned out great. Lastly, I'm going to describe a stressful situation and how I handled it. So I'm going to talk about midterms, because midterms were last week and I was extremely stressed about it. So I work full-time and I go to school full-time. So that doesn't really leave a lot of free time. but I just made a plan that I was going to study for a certain class for a certain amount of hours, then another class for a certain amount of hours. Then I was going to do whatever I needed to do during that day, like work or anything. And then when I got back home, I was going to study again for a different test. And I did that for every day. And I didn't make below an 88 on any of my midterms. So that just goes to show you that I am very patient, and I'm a problem solver, and I am very determined, and I hope you really take that into consideration, and I really hope you consider me for a position to intern this summer with you guys. Thank you.